Now, Gervonta Davis inside the ring, we realize that. Now, Gervonta Davis, real quick, so we can go back to the workout. The maturation of Gervonta. Can you explain briefly for 30 seconds on what you have been able to do for him as far as the maturation is concerned?
Well, one thing I'm gonna keep stressing to these fighters, just period. Everybody wanna know, how am I able to still live the life, that I live? We can't just think about, and Telefimo the other day after the fight, he was like, he said something real. What I didn't do was, when I made my money, I ain't just go buy a car or buy a chain. It took me a while to learn the game. I didn't have a Floyd Mayweather. I wish I had a Floyd Mayweather. And it's another, if I'd had a Floyd Mayweather, I would probably be in a lot better position than I'm in now, because I would know how to move a lot better when I was younger and knew smarter things to do. But Al Heyman, a great businessman, Leonard Ellaby, I must take my hat off to him and the whole Mayweather promotion staff, because while I'm out traveling the world having fun, they take care of the company and they're doing a great job doing that. So I must commend Mayweather Promotions for doing that. And one thing about us, what we do is we put fighters in a position to win titles, and we put fighters in position to make millions, And when you look, even like our fighters that fight on PBC, if you look, when our fighters fight on PBC, we talk about the Nielsen ratings. When our guys fight on Fox, we don't go out there and talk about how many homes. Sometimes it's 4 million, sometimes it's 5 million. So we don't knock nobody for what they do. We just got to speak facts. And then there's another fighter out there that we don't talk about that deserves his just due. Andre Ward. We don't never talk about him. Even though he retired undefeated, he beat a lot of good fighters. And we need to talk about him and give him his just due also. But the other night, when I seen that fight, just when I go back and look at that fight, I feel that it would have been a lot more exciting if Loma got started earlier. But at the end of the day, my thing is this. I think he could have been worried about the power. Now, you can't be worried about what nobody say on the outside. You got to train. That's why Tank, we got him in the gym right now. We got Tank in the gym right now. So he trained because he expected many different looks. So many different looks. You don't know what Leo you may get. You may get a Leo that's on his toes boxing.
Right.
So that's why Tank has so many different looks in his training camp. But I take my hat off to all these fighters. I had my day in the sport, and even like a lot of times when they was talking about comparing Loma to me, when you got I didn't have to have 500. I didn't have to have 500 amateur fights, and he done something that I wasn't able to do.
Right.
He was able to win 2 gold medals, which is a huge accomplishment.
Right.
Just to go to the Olympics is something huge in itself. And they said, well, guess what? He was the quickest to win a world title than any other fighter. Man, once you fight 300 amateur fights, you're a professional anyway. And you cannot compare a fighter like Loma to me, or a fighter like Ali, or a fighter like Sugar Ray Leonard. You know the reason why? Because we won our first fight. We won our second fight. Right. We won our third fight. So I'm not going to take nothing from Telefimo for what he did the other day. But remember, this guy already had a loss to Salida, and Salida wasn't, quote unquote, the best guy in the world.
Correct.
He was solid, and he won a title before, but he wasn't the best guy in the world.
Well, we appreciate the insight, Floyd. Thank you for joining us again, Floyd Money Mayweather. We're going to go ahead and get back to the workout. Gervonta is there. Again, Halloween night, you'll see this guy there. I'll be there too. And you better be too. Showtime pay-per-view.